Iconoclast is a spectacular game, developed by Konjak, who is basically a one-man show with Joachim Sandberg, hope I pronounced his name right, and it was published by Bifrost Entertainment. It has been released on PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita and Nintendo Switch. Get ready to crank that wrench as we delve into this tantalizing game. Iconoclast is a 2D action platformer with a 16-bit retro style which looks absolutely stunning. The story revolves around Robin, a freelancing mechanic girl, helping out those that she can. However, a religious group that goes by the name of One Concern prohibits people from doing this outside the organisation and come after you. Throughout the course of the game, you will meet up with a cast of colourful characters in the form of Mina, an outspoken pirate with an explosive gun, Royale, the next in line for the head of One Concern, and Elroy, Robin's brother. From the start you're simply on the run, but as things progress the stakes become higher with every passing mission. The pace of the story is handled well, if at times a tad bit confusing and ambiguous, but is beyond satisfying. It shines through on the development of the characters over the narrative. It was something I honestly wasn't expecting from the game, and it made me appreciate Iconoclast a whole lot more. It delivered some of my favourite characters in gaming this year, who all felt distinct in their own way through their own individual motives. The game had me craving more, and I wished there was more to see of these characters, even after I had completed the campaign, which is roughly around 10 hours long. The presentation of this game is phenomenal. Its pixel art style is a joy to behold, and it's the little things that it adds that breathe so much life into it. From the charming bouncy animation of the characters that ooze personality, to the variety of locations you get to traverse with a great depth of exploration. Accompanied the visual flair is endearing music that complements the game sublimely, capturing the essence of retro style music and sets the underlining tone for each area and part of the story. Now, on to the gameplay. Iconoclast has smooth as butter gameplay. From the get-go you start off with your stun gun that has a handy little lock-on feature, depending on how far the enemy is away from you. You then have the ability to stomp down on foes, or smash certain red breakable bricks. After that, you acquire your trusty wrench, which is capable of quite a lot, from being used as a weapon, to cranking bolts, deflecting projectiles, slingshotting across bolts, and charging up and allowing you to electrify objects and move quicker along rails once you've upgraded it. The roller bomb fires off explosives, and Usurper is a more powerful version of the stun gun, however overheats much quicker. Each of your guns has secondary function if you hold down on them, from your stun gun firing off a larger blast, your roller bomb shooting a missile, and Usurper allowing you to switch places with certain objects, even enemies. You will be using your arsenal to fight off foes and solve a multitude of puzzles that can get surprisingly tricky at points, but leave you incredibly satisfied when you achieve them. It uses your tools at your beck and call in creative ways that makes you never hate the challenge it presents. This game gives you the bare minimum on how to play and use your tools. It's up to you to figure out how a puzzle should be solved or how to beat an enemy, and it's one of the most gratifying experiences I had in a while. The way Robin moves feels great at your fingertips, and when they switch up areas such as adding in strong winds that push against you, it still feels fantastic, giving you a sense of weight that has been added by the environment. The only complaint that I could bring up is that sometimes when I was swimming I got caught when near to the wall, which was awkward at times, but it happened very rarely. The game does mix it up every now and then as you control other characters in the form of Mina with her explosive gun that requires you to aim, and Elroy, who is super slow but does a great deal of damage with his sword. Now, one of the most impressive aspects about this game are the boss fights. There are a ridiculous number of them. They all feel unique, with the game upping the intensity with each one that comes by, and I had a blast playing through all of them. Some take a more strategic outlook to beat as you use your weapons to best them in inventive ways. It is a remarkable feat to have created so many boss battles, yet make them all distinct and rememberable. You also have tweaks, which are little perks you can make from finding materials all around the world in chess. Tweaks can increase certain stats for Robin, from being able to hold her breath longer, to more damage or allowing to stay charged longer. Depending where you are, they can be pretty useful. This is one of the best platformers I've ever played, possibly being my favourite to come out on this generation of consoles. The controls are responsive and great to control. The excessive number of bosses is ludicrous but insanely fun, and I must applaud Joachim Sandberg, who made this game on his own, which is an incredible achievement that shouldn't be overlooked. Overall, Iconoclast is a spectacular game that I believe has slipped under the radar. It is hands down the best game I have played this year. I had an unbelievable amount of pure fun from this, from the challenges it presented, to the clever puzzles and sheer quality of boss fights with their individuality. They could give final bosses from other games a run for their money. Its story and characters are well fleshed out and developed exceptionally well. The art style is old school that holds a vibrant colour palette in some areas and darker in others whenever it needs to suit the mood. So in short, play Iconoclast, because it is a must-buy game for sure. If you're looking for games similar to Iconoclast, I would recommend Rayman Legends or Rayman Origins.